Did you know that I predicted the entire future of Minecraft? I know this sounds absolutely crazy, but let me explain. In October 2018, I posted a video titled "What if Minecraft had a huge makeover?" This video potentially shaped the entire future of the game. I know I'm saying this with confidence, but in reality we all know this is a pretty outlandish claim. But I did propose a handful of changes, from improved landscape, better caving systems, improved villagers, increased build height, and even the introduction of crossbows, all of which have now surprisingly been added to the game. Now obviously, rather than just assuming I predicted the future, I would instead like to believe that Mojang actually listens to its community and decided to implement the changes that we were all asking for. Fast forward 5 years later, and I think it's time to propose a new set of changes, in the hopes that Mojang will once again listen. Now this time around, rather than just proposing a bunch of random ideas and concepts like the obvious end update or even the introduction of new dimensions entirely, I mainly want to focus on some much needed changes to the current state of the game, as well as a few unresolved issues that desperately need to be addressed. Now guys, this list of ideas is just down to my personal preference. You're more than welcome to agree or disagree with some of the changes on this list. So starting at number 1, we have inventory management, which is an absolute nightmare in this game. Even as a creative builder, I'm finding it increasingly difficult to have to shuffle through hundreds of blocks, continuously having to search for items, not to mention that with each update, it just gets worse and worse. From a creative perspective, the saved hotbars are a great addition, but unfortunately it's just not enough. I use hotbars mostly to save a selection of custom banners, items and player heads that are just much more complicated to create, and this option of storage just saves me a lot of time. So my very first proposal to Mojang is to make the simple addition of custom tabs. This would be a lifesaver in creative mode, allowing us builders to create our very own custom selection of blocks and items, saving us a tremendous amount of time usually spent searching for that one block you forgot the name of. You can even use them to keep storage of your favorite decorations, your preferred plants and items, and even keep large selections of custom banners and other items that are not usually obtained in survival mode. I mean, I love this idea, and it could also work together with survival mode with the simple addition of backpacks. If you think about a game like World of Warcraft, we can carry up to 5 backpacks, and I've never had a problem with inventory despite the thousands of items. Honestly, Mojang needs to make this a top priority, and they need to decide on how to implement a solution. Whether it's backpacks, larger inventory, bigger stacks, customizable tabs, something needs to be done, although I will give them credit, they are trying.
And it's the bundles.
But yeah, bundles are not quite the solution in my opinion. So moving on to the second change on this list, which honestly is a very simple change, and it's the fact that some blocks have a 4 pixel hitbox. 4 pixels! Like, why is no one complaining about this? I don't know. I spend hundreds of hours building massive structures in Minecraft, and just the thought of having to decorate an entire cave with chains is just absolutely soul crushing. I just find it incredibly annoying, not to mention a complete waste of time. All they have to do is increase the size of the hitbox while still allowing the player to walk past. I mean, I just created this in 5 minutes, so it can't be that difficult. So moving on to the third and fourth position on this list, which pretty much come together as one, is the fact that Minecraft lacks a lot of ambient sounds as well as particle effects, which is just another request a lot of players have been asking for. We already have plenty of mysterious sounds when it comes to diving into the depths of the ocean, and we also have a diverse mix of sounds when it comes to cave exploration. So my question to Mojang is, why are there no ambient sounds when it comes specifically to biomes? Everywhere you go, sounds are just non-existent. I mean, just imagine walking across the scorching hot desert while appreciating some of these new sound effects. And here we are once again exploring the densely overgrown jungle. So regardless of which biome you're exploring, we desperately need some better ambience. It would also be a huge win if we got to see some new particle effects along with it, like falling leaves, water splashes, and especially, one of my personal favorites has to be the addition of cascading waterfalls, all created by the very talented Dr. Rat.
Oh my god, look at this. This is so good.
So going back to some simple changes, at number 5 we have another minor annoyance, which is just how items take up way too much screen space. It mostly comes down to the totem as well as the shield, which most people carry around all the time, and it just makes no sense. The shield is nowhere near my line of sight, but as soon as I change perspective, somehow the shield ends up right in front of my face. All we have to do is make a slight change to the shield's perspective and it will no longer block your entire view. The totems could also be made slightly smaller, or if Mojang really wants to go the extra mile, they could finally consider adding a necklace as an extra piece of armor, which could potentially grant us with special abilities. Then maybe we could just craft a totem necklace and save ourselves from having to carry this gigantic totem. Maybe I'm just asking for too much, I just thought I'd mention it anyway. So moving on to number 6, which apparently is a very controversial subject, but I just hate the fact that it's so easy to cheat in Minecraft. Believe it or not, this is the one and only reason I stopped playing Minecraft Survival altogether. You might think this is crazy or stupid, but I just had to mention it to see if other people feel the same way. So let's just say I start a new hardcore Minecraft world. You can see that cheating is pretty much impossible until I open up the menu and literally press 2 buttons. 2 buttons! Like, this is crazy. Just the thought of having easy access to everything from commands to creative mode completely defeats the purpose of Minecraft Survival. I just don't feel fully immersed knowing that this button exists, and I really think it needs to be fixed in some way. But let me know what you think about this in the comments. I really want to know if other people share that same feeling. So moving on to lucky number 7, I thought I'd throw in at least one new creative idea. I've been thinking about this for a couple of years now, and I thought that the inclusion of a new crafting block called an easel would be a great idea. Now I know we normally use maps to make paintings, and this does work, except it usually involves thousands of materials, takes way too long, and ends up destroying a large portion of the map. Not to mention the paintings are not reusable on other Minecraft worlds. But with the introduction of an easel, we could finally create our very own paintings, almost in the same way we would create custom banners. It doesn't necessarily need to look like this, but honestly I think it would be a great way of expanding the creative aspects of the game, and if we had those custom tabs I talked about earlier, we could easily store the artwork for life, allowing us to reuse our creations on multiple Minecraft worlds. So moving on to number 8, if I was the dictator at Mojang Studios, I would most definitely rework the performance and visuals of the game. I find it kind of outrageous that a large majority of the community is forced to have to download mods like Optifine and Sodium just to increase performance and run shaders. I hate to say it, but Minecraft is starting to look incredibly outdated, and if I were Mojang, I would at the very least release an official texture pack and shader pack that would replace the old version of Minecraft. I understand the game needs to be capable of running on lower end systems, but that's why most games have visual settings. I mean, right now it's like we're all forced to play on the lowest settings possible with no option of enhancing Minecraft's appearance unless you're willing to risk downloading multiple mods. But honestly, just take a look at this giant house I built a few weeks ago. It looks amazing with shaders on, but as soon as I switch back to default, it's a complete disaster. You would think that adding light would fix the issue, but we all know that lighting can be one of the buggiest features in the game, and this issue has been going on for who knows how many years now. Now that's about everything on this list I really wanted to mention. There are of course a ton of other discussions to be had, like how easy the game has become over the years with a tremendous lack of progression, but I think that would require a more dedicated in-depth video. And then of course there's the combat, which I'm not going to lie, I don't know much about, other than the fact that it's, as basic as it can get, aside from the use of potions and enchantments, but it's definitely a topic of constant complaints from the community. There are so many other changes they could make to Minecraft, like allowing us to place snow on more blocks or under fences, which has always been kind of annoying, or even the introduction of some beautiful redwood forests, which apparently they denied because it was deemed too similar to the taiga biome. And to that I say, Mojang, what the heck is the difference between a swamp and a mangrove swamp? I'm pretty sure you can add a redwood forest and, make it look slightly different. But anyway, I just hope you guys consider pressing that subscribe button, and let me know what you think about these changes in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.